how can leaders avoid these pitfalls? Any advice for leaders?
Well, I think what's important, again, so much of the success or failure in business is communication. And I'm not going to sit here and say I've been perfect on communication all my career, but to find out, again, empathy comes into play here. To find out what does the seller want, and I've got one right now where it's a woman-owned business. She's got a great business, but she's just tired of running it, and she's got a lot of challenges. And it's a perfect fit strategically. It's a new product offering that can be added on to my clients' existing offerings to the hotel industry. And she also has a niche in the residential, which they're not in right now. So it gives them diversification and integration. And it's perfect because they want her it's a rare instance where it's like, we want her around for the long haul. We want her around for 5-7 years, which isn't always the case. Sometimes it's like 2 years and you're out. And so they really value her input. It's strategic, and they asked, what do you want? So she wants, job security. She wants to recover the $1 million investment she's put into the business, all the blood, sweat, and tears. And, and she doesn't want to have to move to another state. And so we can accommodate all that.
Oh, that sounds like a perfect merger and acquisition.
Right. But asking, instead of a cram down, you ask, what does that seller want?
Yeah, because you're saying it doesn't always have to be a bloody situation where everyone's kind of pushed out, old employees, the old owner, that kind of thing. There could be a way to make it work.
Right. I was involved in one acquisition where, the CFO, his whole driver was cost reductions, and the marching orders was all senior management is fired at close. And biggest mistake I ever saw, because there was no continuity, it was so hard to get information, and so not a wise move.